So what I have here is my tub on the side, my tub on my workbench, and then here's a gallon of warm tap water. Not distilled, not purified, not any of that stuff, just good old tap water. This is chloramine tea. I want to put a nice tablespoon into the mixture into the water. That's the measurement. Do we have to make an exact measurement? Do we have to weigh it? I don't. I just do a nice tablespoon like that, and we're going to gently pour it in to the water. Now what I want to do is I want to mix that up. We want it to dissolve in the water a little bit. So we'll give it some time soaking in the water to let it dissolve. Let me get a skewer on the side on my workbench as a mixture so we can mix it up after it dissolves a little bit. Now this chloramine tea you only use one time. It's not that you can reuse it. It's one application and then you take it and you discard it. You do not use it multiple times, one time only. And this is a stabilized bleach. So what that means is it's not like the bleach that we use for Clorox that will turn everything white. But I'm not a chemist. But that's my understanding as to what that means. So I put it to the side and we have our comic cover here. And what I'm going to do is let's pour it in. Let's pour it in the tub. This is straight chloramine tea. No soap, no Palmolive, no special soap from Talus. If we want a comic to last for 100 years, I heard in an upload, I don't know where that number came from. But we're gonna put this in and we're just gonna let this soak. And I'm gonna let this soak for a good hour, as I said. And then hopefully what will happen is that it will lighten up the whites and perhaps clean some of the stains that developed because of the tape. And we're just gonna let it sit here, let it soak, let it penetrate. I'm not gonna agitate it. I'm not gonna move it around the paper inside of the water. We're just gonna let the chemical do its work by letting it soak and hopefully lifting some of the stains. Once we're done lifting, or at least soaking it, for the 1 hour, then I will let it dry, or I may do something else. I may put it on the suction table. And you see right here, a piece just came off. That's okay. We don't need that piece because we're gonna leaf past it. I'm not gonna try to put it on because it's not a part of the graphics. So I'll see you in about an hour. Thumbs up, and then we'll see how the results are gonna be. So stay tuned. We're back with the thrilling comics. Now the book has been soaking for 1 hour in the chloramine tea, 1 tablespoon per gallon of warm water. So it lightened up. I'm liking what I'm seeing. So what I want to do now is I want to take the book out, or the cover, slowly take it out, cascading the water down. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put it on our tray or our grate. Let's see how the camera's handling it. The camera's handling it quite well. So it looks good to me. I don't want to go any further. We're not going to make a new book. I was thinking about spot treating the actual stains from the tape, but I wanted to dry out. I wanted to see what the results are. So what do we do now, guys? What we do now is I need to rinse the chloramine tea out. And I'm going to rinse it out with regular tap water, and we all have seen me do this if you follow my channel, by bringing it upstairs in my tub, or I'll do it in my kitchen sink. My wife's not home now, so I may be radical, crazy, and do it in my sink. But that is the gist. So I appreciate you guys watching. I'm gonna soak this like I said. Before I do that, I'll put a piece of Hollytex on it for the transportation upstairs, just like that. We don't need it to be flat. We don't need to make it super straight, because we're just putting it on for a little protection right now, because I'm gonna hose off or rinse off the cover with the spray upstairs. So I do want a little protection. And that's it, guys. Okay, guys, we are back for another upload in relation to the Sensation comic. So what are we gonna do now? It's gonna be a quick one, and I just want to press the book. It is wet right now. I did just wash it with chloramine tea, and I just rinsed it out. And that was last upload. So now what I want to do is I want to try to get this book flat so we can inspect it after it dries. You don't want to touch it too much when it's wet. So how am I going to press it? I have a piece of, this is Hollytex, it's thinner. I just have it available. And then I'm going to slowly roll it out. And right now I see my trajectory is off, so let's revamp it, because I want to cover the whole book, and I want to try to make it as flat as possible. So we'll pull it taut, just like this, and then we're going to put it in my book binding press. So it dries nice and flat, and then what we'll do is we'll be better able to assess whether we're going to do any other procedures, stain removal. I don't know yet. So that's one thing with the Hollytex. It doesn't flatten out perfectly, which is fine. And the reason why it doesn't in this case is because it's used. I used it probably about 4 or 5 times, but the press will make it nice and flat. And this is just a preliminary press to put it nice and flat so we can do what we have to do in relation to further stain removal and or deacidification. I haven't decided yet. So I have Big Bertha to the side off camera, and that's all we're gonna do. Actually, in this upload, I'll show you what it looks like after it dries, so stay tuned. Okay guys, we are back, and the Thrilling Comics has been in the press, the bookbinding press, for about a few days. I left it in there, not any particular reason, but it's just that I was busy doing other things with life. So as you know, what we did was a chloramine tea, 1 tablespoon to 1 gallon of water, and I soaked it for approximately 1 hour. Now, I'm going to be upfront. When you do the chloramine bath, it's not going to be a wonder drug. It's a slow process, and the longer you keep the document in the bath, the cleaner it will get, or the brighter white it will get. Now, I am of the opinion that this is a very old book, and it is not a book that is going to be bright white, because just look at it. It's in very poor shape, but we're going to make it a lot better. So the issue is, here you go. This is the results. Did it lighten up? It did. Is it a tremendous amount of whitening up? No, it isn't. So the issue is whether we should go further. Now this is up to Mike. I can soak it again, and I can make the book or the cover whiter. But the issue is, how white do you want to make it? Now I have an opinion about it. And my opinion is that you don't want to go super white, because then it's going to look artificial. It's not going to look its age. And you have to understand that all of these areas are going to be filled in with paper pulp. I go over the perimeter. It's not just filling in little voids, because then, in my opinion, why are you even leaf casting? You want to support the cover itself, making it one solid piece. And as everyone knows who watches my uploads, by doing it, you cover the perimeter with the leaf casting, because this whole side where the tape used to be is in tatters. It's all rips, and it's not in good shape, so we have to support it. The paper is pretty good. The aqueous baths and the chloramine tea did a nice job on making it more supple. I don't know if we're going to do a deacidification with this. I think that may be something we may do. I haven't decided yet. But this is the results, guys. 1 hour. So I can soak this more, as I said, but it's up to Mike. So I'm leaving Mike with this question on YouTube. Do you want to try to lighten it out? I would recommend no, because as everyone knows, I'm pretty good in matching up pulp cup colors with what we have here. So I would work very hard, this wouldn't work, to match up the pulp. And the pulp should be a form of a tan to a yellowish color. So Mike, answer the question. My recommendation is no. I don't think it should be done. It is not natural. It is lightened up, but we can soak it again, and most likely it will become more white. So we're going to end this upload right now, and I'll wait to hear from Mike. And what I can do is I'll continue to keep it in the press until we have an answer, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do very shortly. And I'm curious to hear what the other individuals who watch this upload feel. Do we go further? You're not going to change what it is. It's a bad comic. Take that back. It's a poor shape comic, and I sort of like to keep the patina doing this, and it just shows the age of the book, and it will be all together nicely, and it is clean. So go further or don't go further. So let's also look at a comparison. So stay tuned. I'm going to do a before and after of the back of the cover. I'm not going to do the front, because the back is really where we can see how much, if anything, the chloramine tea lightened up the whites. So thank you for watching. Appreciate your support as always, guys. Hit the thumbs up, like, share, all that good stuff. Don't forget to vote in the Comic Book Community Awards for my channel if you would be so kind. Also, check out my Monday's video that was uploaded the past Monday regarding the awesome Bronze Age prize package that I'm giving away for my 3,000 subscriber giveaway. If you didn't check this one out, you should go and check it out, because I think they're really cool books that are up for grabs right now. So thank you again, and stay tuned.